Hey all, I'm Trader Bubba, and this is the news you missed. We're not going to be covering any one particular story today, other than the fact that it's the 4th of July, America's birthday. We celebrate our independence from the Brits. And I guess I just want to ask, what have we done with that independence? This country was founded on the basic ideals that everyone should have a voice. We call ourselves a democracy. We're really a republic, but close enough. But we've gotten to a point to where we don't want everyone to have a voice. We only want one particular person to have a voice, apparently. And things have shifted dramatically in the last 20 years. We've become a country that no longer trusts or wants anything to do with our federal government. We want to rely on our state governments more and more, but even there, we're facing huge problems, even at the state level, of fraud and corruption. And it's not just red or blue states, it's all states. And we have to ask ourselves, how do we get past this as a country? And now that we're 250 years old, is the great experiment that is America even working, or is it failing, or has it just failed and it's time to try something new? Boiling away all the rhetoric about who's president and specific policy, really what it comes down to is we have two opposing forces in this country. We have one side that believes in diversity, embraces the diversity that, quite frankly, built this country. A side that embraces our country's history, the good, the bad, the ugly of it. And we have another side that, quite frankly, hates diversity. They blame anyone that's not white and has an accent for, quite frankly, all of the country's problems, which is ridiculous at best. We used to be a great country of wealth, innovation, and science and technology in the arts. Now we're struggling to even take care of our own citizens. What does that say about us as a country, about who we are and where we're going? We used to be looked up to across the globe. Now we're being laughed at. So on this 4th of July, as you watch the fireworks, hear the patriotic music, I want you to really stop and think what these fireworks represent, about where this country needs to go next, and how we get there. How do we move past all the hate and vitriol? Is it simply by turning off the TV, turning off the internet, turning off the YouTube? Or do we find a way to have an honest discussion? Can we even have an honest discussion? For me personally, I have a strong faith and belief that the loudest voice on the internet is typically from the smallest group. Extremists are real, they exist, and they elected a man into power for sure. But I believe that that voice, despite being the loudest, especially on the internet, is quite frankly a diminishing return, a shrinking group, and that the voice of reason really is winning. I believe in order to be a successful country, we need to embrace the diversity that built it. I believe that in order to be a successful country, we need to care about our citizens. If we're going to say something like America first, then we need to put America first. Not business first, not the top 1% first. We need to have honest discussions about how we take care of our citizens. If you believe that welfare is nothing but a free handout, let's have that discussion, but let's have it calmly. And let's go into it with our eyes open, our hearts open, and discuss not just whether or not we turn the switch on or off to things like welfare, but how do we actually fix it, to improve it, to make it better. Let's take a look at our economy and our workforce. Let's have an honest discussion about why the cheap manual labor is largely held by, quite frankly, an immigrant workforce. Let's have an honest discussion about what it takes to support our farmers, to make them successful. And let's take an honest look and have an honest discussion about the industries in this country. I mean the big companies, the corporate conglomerates that seem to run not only this country, but our entire lives. American citizens, American workers, we're not first, we're last. And I don't care who's president or what party they're in. That statement remains fact. How do we get past this? This should be the next question for the next 250 years. Hopefully it doesn't take that long to answer it. And hopefully we can find a way forward. One thing you can do is you can subscribe to this channel where I like to find local stories that have a national impact that we're probably not hearing about, because let's be honest, mainstream media isn't going to report on anything unless Trump says or does it. And that's not a knock on Fox News or CNN. It's a knock on both. So hit that subscribe button, help this brand new revamped channel grow. I'm Trader Bubba. I will see you in the next video.